Hello and good morning and welcome to January 13, 2024 and today's New York Times Hard Sudoku puzzle. As I always do, I begin scanning for obvious singles, and I'm not really seeing anything here. I see one blocking down and over. One of these is a 1, of course, but that doesn't give me any ones over here in any of these 3 squares. I also see these 2 ones blocking these 4 squares, so this one blocks over. So one of these must be a 1. Still not a lot of help. Now I'm looking at these 6s and this 6. And these 3 6s altogether block all of these squares. Therefore, 6 must go here. And now I immediately look at these 2 6s and I say to myself, well, all of these squares are blocked by 6s. So a 6 must go either here or here. And then I look across this row and I see also this 6 blocks here. This 6 blocks here. So it's clear now that this position has got to be a 6. Another thing I like to do is I like to look at a cluster like this, because I know that neither 5, 6, or 8 can go in these squares. We got an 8 already in this square, so a 5 and a 6 must go in these squares here. The 5, of course, blocks here, so I know now that this must be a 5. The 6 blocks here, so I know that one of these 2 must be a 6. And that's something that I like to keep in short-term memory, if I can. It's very tempting when I have a row like this to have a quick look and see if I can get a number just by scanning across this row and seeing what is missing from the row. And missing are a 1, 4, 5, and a 7. And staring at me now are a 4, 5, and a 7, all blocking this square. So it's clear that it must be a 1. And now it's clear that a 4 and a 5 can't go here. They must go here and here. And that means that this must be a 7. I see a 9 and a 2 blocking this square. Therefore, a 9 and a 2 must go here. And that means that this must be an 8. Now I immediately look down and I see 8 blocking down here and across here. So I know that one of these must be an 8, and therefore one of these 2 must be an 8. I can't place any of them just yet, but at least now I know I've analyzed it, and maybe I'll be able to keep it in short-term memory for when I get the opportunity to place an 8 in one of these 2 columns. And while I am talking about the 8s, I'm seeing these 2 8s blocking here, 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 and here, and this 8 blocks here. So here's an 8. We said that these must be a 4 and a 5, didn't we? There's another pattern, namely the 4 and the 5 blocking these squares. So a 4 and a 5 must go here and here. I see these 2s blocking down here, and this 2 blocking across. So here's a 2. And this 2 blocks across here, this 2 blocks across here, therefore we have a 2 here. We have a 1 and a 3 blocking these 2 squares, so a 1 and a 3 must go in 2 of these squares. So we're still looking for a 4, 7, and a 9 to complete the row. 7, of course, blocks down here and here. 9 blocks down here. So no, I don't think I can find any number here, not yet. We know that these must be a 4 and a 5. So it's clear that these 3 squares must be a 2, 6, and a 7. And while I can't do much about that at this time, I now know that these can't be 2, 6, and 7. They must be a 1, 3, and a 9. We got a couple of 1s blocking here and here, therefore this must be a 1. And these must be 3 and 9. The 3 blocks up, giving me a 9 here and a 3 here. We know that this is a 4, 5, and this is a 4, 5, and this is a 4, 5. And I don't think we've ever seen an invalid puzzle from the New York Times. So the unique rectangle problem says that this can't be a 4 and it can't be a 5. In these cases, I like to try to figure out what can it be. If it can't be a 1 and it cannot be a 2, 3, 4, 5, it could be a 6. No, it couldn't. A 6 goes here. Could it be a 7? Yes. Could be a 7, but not an 8 and a 9. So this must be a 7. If I'm feeling good about myself, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, I feel good about myself. I will try to work my way around not using my knowledge of the unique rectangle pattern. If I don't need it, I'm not going to enter a 7 here. I'll try to find this 7 using other Sudoku methods. I'm going to enter an 8, and I'm going to enter an 8 here, because this 8 blocks here, this 8 blocks here, this 8 blocks here. So an 8 for column 3 has got to go here. And now I owe it to myself to scan right. These two 8s block these 5 squares, therefore an 8 goes here. 5, 6, and 7 for these squares here. There's a 5 and a 6 blocking this square, so it's got to be a 7. Now a 5 and a 6 for these squares. Still not thinking about the 7 that I think must go in the corner here. I can't do much about the 5 and the 6 here yet. We still got our 4 5s here, right? We have a 3 blocking these squares and a 3 blocking down, so a 3 must go here. There's 5 blocks across here, so we got a 5 here or here. And again, this is a 4 or a 5 square. Another strategy that I employ is that I look at intersections between columns and rows that already have a lot of givens, different givens, I should add. And I'm looking at this square here. It intersects this row, this column, and the 6 and the 9s are already in this block 6. So I'm interested in this square because it can't be a 1, 2, 3. It could be a 4, but not a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So it is a 4. Is that helpful? Not immediately. It just tells me that the 4 must go either here or here. It would be easier if we already had a 4 here, but alas, we don't. We know that one of these must be a 4, because one of these is a 4 blocking down. I seem to be struggling a little bit finding the next number. Even entering the 7 up here that I know must go in the corner doesn't really help me much. All it gives me is a 7 here or here. We got 5, 6 here and 5, 6 here. Also, no help. It occurs to me, though, that these being a 4 and a 5, and we have a 1 and a 9 blocking here, we have 1 and a 9 blocking here. Something interesting might be happening with 1s and 9s, because now a 1 and a 9 must go here and here. And that means that these two squares must be a 2 and a 7. Again, not very helpful. But since I am struggling, I might as well enter a 7 here after all. 4, 5, and 6 here. Now we have a 3 and an 8 here. we have a 3 and an 8 here blocking across, 3 and 8 blocks down. So these two squares must be a 3 and an 8. It doesn't really help me with the remaining squares in the column, but at least now we know that. I'm really struggling today. Maybe I did get up too early, I don't know. I am seeing something interesting over here, because we got 3, 8 and a 2 blocking across here, and we got an 8 and a 2 blocking down here. So we know that an 8 blocking up here, by the way. So we know that a 2 here goes here, here, or here. We know that an 8 goes here or here. 3 blocks down and over, so 3 goes here, here, or here. So these squares here must be a 2, 3, and an 8. Therefore, these must be a 1, 7, 5. But that's not helpful either. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. These are 2, 3, and 8, right? So this is a 2, 3. This is a 2, 3, 8. What did we have here, did we say? We had a 3 and an 8. So we got a 2, 3, and an 8 in these 3 squares. And remember what we said about this square? We said it was a 2 or a 7. Let me recap. We had a 1 and a 9 here, 1 and a 9 here. Therefore, 1 and a 9 can't go here or here or here. So a 1 and a 9 must go here or here. These are 4, 5. Therefore, this is a 2, 7, and this is a 2, 7. Now that we found a 2, 3, 8 across here, this can't be a 2 anymore. It's got to be a 7. And that has ramifications for column 2, because we have a 7 blocking down, 7 blocking up, 7 blocking over. Now, here's a 7. That gives us a 7 here, because these two 7s block these 4 squares, and this 7 blocks this square. So here's a 7. Now can we use this for anything? And I think we can. Well, at least we now know that a 9 can't go here, nor can it go here. It's got to go here or here. And therefore, yes, 9 blocks down, 9 blocks over. These are 3, 8, remember? Therefore, this must be a 9. That's nice. 1, 5, and a 6 here now. 5, 6, we knew that. But this square, look at this square. It's not obvious right away, but it can only be a 5. And I can prove that to you, because it can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, or 9. So it is a 5. This 5 now blocks across here. This 5 blocks down. Therefore, we are going to have a 5 either here or here, blocking down. This 5 blocks down. We know that one of these must be a 4, because we have 4s blocking down as well. So now we know that these two squares must be a 4 and a 5 combo. The 5 blocks over, giving me a 4 here and a 5 here. And this, therefore, must be a 1. Which blocks across? This 1 blocks across. Here is a 1. These two 1s block down. Here is a 1. 1 blocks down and 1 blocks over. 1 here. Here, 9 and a 3. The 3 blocks over, 9 goes here and 3 here. Remember the 9, 2 up here now? We know that this is a 2 and this is a 9. We can place a 4 here now. One of these is a 4 blocking down. This 4 blocks up. Therefore, this must be a 4. Here we're looking for a 7 and one more, a 6. 6 blocks here, therefore this must be a 7 and this must be a 6. The 7 blocks up, here is a 2 and here is a 7. 4, 5 here, therefore a 9 here. Here a 6, which can't go here, must go here, and a 2. This 2 blocks down, this 2 blocks over, a 2 goes here. I think we have cracked this puzzle now. 5 and 6 across here. The 6 now blocks here, so here's a 5, here's a 6. 6 blocks here, 6 blocks here, 6 goes here. Our good old friends, the 4 and the 5 here now, but the 4 saves the day. It gives me a 5 here, and a 4 here, 4 here, and a 5 here. 8 blocks here, therefore an 8 must go here, and this must be a 3. Therefore, this is a 3. Here we need a 9. Therefore, we have a 9 here. And a 4 and a 5 here. Why not? 4 blocks down, 5 here, 4 here. Therefore, we have a 5 here. And a final 8 goes here. This puzzle was a little tricky today, at least for me. But finding the triple in row 6, the 2, 3, and an 8 really saved the day. And I'm happy for that. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.